Hi there. Welcome back to class with Natalie Rand, your Ayurvedic wellness specialist as well as movement specialist. I'm here today to walk you through some really fun, strengthening, and insightful moves. So today we're starting a little later. As you can see, we're starting at 1 p.m. instead of 12:30 p.m. I've started a class prior, so I figured it would be a great time for us to get together right after. So it took me a few minutes to hop on, but thank you so much for being here. Today, I thought what a great idea it would be to work on the lower system. So I'm thinking that in general, as it relates to the body, Pilates is always core centric, but the relationship to our lower systems, meaning the legs, abs, the connection to the lower back, are all really vital to having strong abs. We were walking without our abs, frankly. So I figured we'll kind of zoom in today on the lower body and the lower half. We did posterior parts last time, and we'll do some really nice restorative stretching for those of you who are sitting or have been seated a long time today. And without further ado, I think it'll be a great time to begin. We'll start today with some very simple breathing because we haven't done that in a while, and I definitely love pranayama breathing. So we'll begin with something simple and we'll end with something simple. All right. We'll start with Nadi Shodhana, which we've reviewed in some of our other videos, but just as a refresh, we'll go back in and go over the benefits. Again, if you have any particular injuries or contraindications, I would always check in with your primary care doctor before starting any new programming. All right, let's begin. So, I'm down here with me today. We will start seated as per usual and legs crossed. If you have any challenges sitting up in an upright position, I've mentioned this in the past, you can bring a block of some kind with you to support your lower body. You can also sit down in a chair, or you can probably let your legs lengthen out in front of you. That'll be another option. All right. So we'll start really simply. If Nadi Shodhana is a little bit too active for you to begin with, you can also start with the basic abdominal breathing. Nadi Shodhana is really, really well known in the yoga community. It's alternate nostril breathing. And generally speaking, we always use our right hand when going into Nadi Shodhana. The right hand, you'll hold out your thumb, your pinky finger, and your ring finger. All right. So it'll kind of be like, it will be this way. All right. You'll use your right thumb to cover your right nostril, and then when you switch, you'll use your other two fingers to cover the left, and you'll go back and forth in this position. All right. If this is too complicated for you, you can just start with using your index finger and switching back and forth. Right. We're going to do 10 rounds to begin. It's really great for opening up the spine and stretching out the internal organs, as well as regulating your nervous system and really grounding yourself, right? Once we finish Nadi Shodhana, we'll go into a nice sideline series, a little bit of a warm-up of the lower body, and we'll end with some very simple yoga stretches. And finally, the very, very, very top of it, which I should say the tag or the close of the book cover or the book end, we'll do a box breathing. All right, here we go. Starting, we'll bring that thumb covering the right nostril to begin, and we'll breathe into the nose. Close left, exhale through the right. Inhale to the right nostril. Close right, exhale through the left. Inhale to the left nostril. Close right, exhale through the left. Inhale through the right nostril. Close right, exhale through the left. Inhale to the left. Close left, exhale to the right. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Inhale to the right. Close, exhale through the left. Breathe in left. Close, exhale through the right. Inhale right. Close, exhale through the left. 2 more rounds. Breathe into the left nostril. Close, exhale through the right nostril. Inhale to the left. Inhale through the right. Close the right nostril. Exhale through the left. Last time. Inhale left. Close left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close. Exhale left. Return to your natural breathing for about 4 breaths. And then you'll slowly open your eyes. All right, how did that go? I hope it went great. All right, so let's move right along. We're going to get into some Pilates. So you'll face the right or left side of the room for you. I always turn to private profile. All right, we haven't done from standing in quite some time, but today I think we'll stay seated just because we started in a really grounded place. And then we will begin. All right, we're going to slowly round the spine to come down toward the lower body. All right, remembering last week we did pulling up with the belly. And then exhale, bring your body up. So we're just warming up the lower back before we get into our legs. Again, feel the glutes behind you, feel the lift in the lower spine, and pull the navel in and up as you curl the spine down. And then come all the way back up, nice and tall through the waist and the spine. Twice more, exhale, pull the navel in as you curl the spine down. Allow your body to dump the air out of the mouth. You'll go a little bit lower this time. Feel the bottom of the feet. And then exhale, bring your body all the way back up, real nice and tall. Last one, exhale, pull the navel in and up, scoop the navel in and up, 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 in and up. And then finally lower your body all the way down to the ground, all right? Inhale, breathe the arms all the way up. Exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale, breathe in and out. One more time, breathe in, reach the arms up. Exhale, curl the head and shoulders up. If this is too much, lower your head down. Start to pump the arms for the hundreds. Breathe in and out. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in and out. Anytime you want, you can release your head all the way down. If you want to be challenged, bring your legs up to tabletop. Breathe in. If you want more of a challenge, exhale, stretch the legs out. Inhale. Exhale. If you want even more, lower the heels. Breathe in. Exhale. Remember, you can modify to bring the legs up to the sky. 2 more. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more time. Exhale, 2, 3. Lower your heels. Arms reach all the way up, stretching out the waist. And then curl the spine up like you did in the very beginning, bending the knees. Good. And then from here, we're going to lie on our side. All right. So from this position, I'll move back a little so you can get a full scope of my body. We're going to start in a really simple position. This is a pretty contemporary / classical combination here. So you're going to bring both of the hands behind the head. All right. This is really great for stretching out the lower body. But remember, we're utilizing the legs a lot. So keep your lower system pressed into the floor so much that the bottom leg is like a rock. So if somebody came by, They would not be able to move me because I'm so strong in my belly, right? Lower that leg down, let the upper elbow open and stretch toward the back of the room as you breathe in. Squeezing the knees together, so don't go too far. And exhale, bring it all the way back. Notice how my knees are coming off the mat. So that means I've gone too far. So you're gonna inhale, open, keep the knees where they are. This is my stopping point. Pull the navel in. And exhale, bring it back. One more time, inhale, open the elbows. Really stretching out through the front of the chest, the pectoral muscles. Keep the knees pressed down on the floor. And if you go so far that your back is bothering you, or that you feel a pinch, come back off, and then come back. All right, stretch both arms all the way out. Feel free to get something for your neck if it's too low to the ground. And you're gonna stretch that arm all the way toward the front of the room, and then lift the arm up and open the chest, stretching out the chest. Inhale, bring the arms all the way back. And again, did you see my knees come up? Because I need to anchor them. So keep the knees down and reach the arms open, really getting a nice stretch in the upper shoulders and neck. That'll be my max for today. Exhale, bring it all the way back. Because I want your abdomen to stay connected and reach forward. The whole time, the core and the central muscles are keeping you nice and anchored, so you're not just flopping like a fish. Always keeping the center strong. And then bring it on back. From here, you have the option to bring the hands under your head like you're lying, or prep all the way up, which I'm gonna do. Pull the navel in and up, and then you have 3 places that your legs can go, right? Bring your palm down in front of you, or you can tuck the toe, right? This is called on the walk in classical Pilates, where you tuck your toe and put it on the floor so you can get a little bit of an anchoring down here where this leg is nice and strong. You can also keep that leg down on the floor, nice and flat, and just press the bottom leg onto the ground where this foot is in flexion. And the last option you have is to keep the lower knee bent, right? I'll bring my frame up a little bit so you can see. Yeah, that would be my bottom leg, okay? So I'll go through each variation, right? Remember, this is for the lower system and the leg. The legs are not anything without the lower system. So if you're kicking around and your abs are hanging forward, your back is going to be compromised. So find your belly, pull it in and up, squeeze it in and up, and to start in a really conservative way, you would put your knee down on the mat, push into the ground, especially if it's the first time for you, and then keep the hand here. That would be a nice starting place, okay? If you want to push forward and it's your second time and you've done the videos before, you can keep this leg long and keep this foot anchored, right? As soon as you start rolling back and forth, that's when you know you need to bend your knee, right? Now, for those of you who are meeting me for the first time on here, don't do this. Put your leg down and be kind, right? If you want to challenge, if your feet are flexible enough for you to stretch the bottom of your foot and sustain that, you can keep the foot there. Most people, it's not an approachable place. And if you really want to go take it all the way beyond, you can put both hands behind the head while you're kicking the leg, right? So today, I'm going to pull myself back because my instinct would tell me to go to the one that I should do last. But I'm going to be more conservative and place my hand in front of me and then take my foot off the walk. And I'll start at the very beginning with everyone, okay? And that is a big step for me because I definitely like to do the most. So from here, keep your hand anchored. We don't want to use our upper body. We want to use our abs, right? So every once in a while, lift the hands up and you're going to lift the leg up. Extend the leg out. This is called the tick-tock. You'll reach the leg to the front. And every once in a while, I want you to check on your abs, right? And you'll see, right? Just find your abs, squeeze them in and up, and then notice my knee. My knee will be a big indicator of whether or not I'm really keeping my abs stable, right? Watch the lower part of my knee. We're going to do 2 more like this. Kick to the front twice and kick to the back twice. The range of motion is not the point. It's the stabilization in the abs, okay? So now that we've done 5, right? Find the abdomen, pull it in and up, press down into the mat, bring that leg back up, and now we're going to do a big circle. So both hands are behind the head, pull the navel in, reach the leg to the front, circle the leg around, and then you're going to reach it to the back, all right? Notice that knee struggling in the front here. Bring the leg to the front, right? I'm trying to kind of minimize the movement so I don't go too far. Keep pulling the navel in as you circle the leg back. So we're going to the front to work the abs and the front of the thigh. Leg goes to the side first to use our obliques. And then we'll rotate the leg to the back so we activate the hip and the glutes. And then swing it around to the front, right? So we got the hamstring stretching. We're stretching the inner thigh. We're trying to stretch our psoas, All right, one last time for good measure. Abs, obliques, glutes. And this is also wonderful to test out that balance here. See that knee? Press it down. And we're gonna go to the back. Kick the leg to the back, reach it up to the side, and then bring it to the front. Same thing again. Back, side, front. So the bottom leg is like concrete. 3 more. Side and front. 2 more back. Open side. When I open side, I'm turning my leg in and out. 1 more time to the back. Open to the side and to the front. Good. Bring the leg slightly behind you, and let's have you circle this leg, right? We're going to circle the leg. Notice my knee. Press that knee down. Sometimes I like to put a pad down there so you can push down in the knee and know that you're zipping your abs up, right? Almost like you have a pair of jeans on and you need to squeeze your belly in and up after a really big meal, all right? So from here, we're going to circle the leg back, circle it around for 1, circle it around for 2, circle it around for 3. Good. Notice my, you can see the line across my shirt. Pull the navel in so the trunk of your body is really strong. 5 more, 4 more, 3, 2. It's really hard to keep still. Reverse it. 4, 5, 4, 3. Pulling the navel in. 2 and 1. Now let's lift this leg up a little bit higher. All right. Pull the navel in a little bit deeper. Remember, you can put your hands down here to anchor you if you feel like you're rocking and rolling. We're going to circle again. The leg is a little bit higher this time, so you should feel a fire in your hip. Here we go. Circle for 1. Circle for 2. Circle for 3. Circle for 4. Circle for 5. Reverse it. Pull the navel in. Circle. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Good. Relax the legs. All right. You should feel a little bit in this leg. If you want, you can double time the video and repeat the sequence twice. It's definitely a nice little tech. So we're going to add one more thing here. You can skip this if you feel already, worn out, which I think that most of you could probably do that one, right? You're going to squeeze the inner legs together. Take a nice deep inhale, pull the navel, and you're going to lift both legs off the ground. Remember, the hands can come right in front of you. And then lower down. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, you can lift your leg. Reach both legs off the floor. The goal is to reach the center away, right? So the legs and arms are reaching, and then lower down. Again, and reach, and lower. And 3, and lower. 2 more. And reach, and lower. 1 more time, and reach. And then we're going to stay here. Pull the navel in. Swing the legs back and forth. This is a great time to put the fingertips down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and if you want to challenge yourself, 5, bring the hands to the side of the waist. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now from here, we're going to make the swings bigger and slow them down, okay? So you can point or flex the feet. Swing 1. I highly recommend putting the fingertips on the ground. And swing 2. If you feel your hip is compromised or it's hurting underneath you, put a pad under yourself on the floor. 4 more. 3 more. It's like you're trying to jump over a hurdle. 2 more. 1 more time. Reach. And this is abs, legs, and arms. All right? How did that go? I hope it was amazing. All right? Now we're going to flip over onto the belly and work on our glutes. All right? And then we'll go to the second side. So lying down, pulling the navel in, dropping the head. Reach the legs nice and long off the floor. You're open. Close the legs for 10. Reach 9. Flex or point. 8. 7. Navel pulls in 6. 5 more. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Then let's do small beats. Really small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Smaller. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And rest. All right. Now we're going to go to the second side. I'm obviously going to face you. But we have different variations in terms of transition where when you kick the leg forward, traditionally, you kick it forward and then we do a split to go to the second side. It's very fancy, right? We're keeping it simple. All right, and we're going to start with our spinal twist, right? So again, if you have any issues with your back, it's definitely one to skip. Both hands come behind the head, the knees stay bent to begin. Inhale, open that top arm, look toward the back of the room, pulling the navel in and up. Exhale, bring the elbows back together and squeeze. Inhale, open the elbow, Reach out, kind of lead with the elbow, pressing the opposite elbow into the mat, and then bring it on back. Watching that bottom knee that stays on the ground. 3. Exhale, return. 2 more. Inhale and open. And bring it back. 1 more time and open. And return. Good. Now let the arms get long. Drop the head. Remember, if it's too hard, then you can put something underneath your head. Stretch that arm forward. Stretching out the deltoid on the mat, and then you're going to reach the arm. The deltoid is the shoulder, by the way, FYI. And then bring it on back. Book cover. This is very famously given to me a long time ago by Lolita San Miguel. She's a very well-known Pilates instructor and elder, master. 1 more time. And bring it back. Good. Now from here, bring the palms together. You can put them underneath you or prop up onto the elbow. Both hands behind the head. If you're going there, let your elbows open. Look at the waist. See how it's sinking down. You want to pull all of this in and up. Squeeze as you press the shoulder blades down the back. Bring the top leg up and extend it out. This arm can go onto the mat where you can anchor yourself, pushing down into the mat. And you're going to kick the leg forward 1 and then kick it back. Right? So feel the knee push into the floor. And remember, there's other variations where you can keep the leg long if you have familiarity with it, where the leg is slightly in front of you in an L shape. But today we're bending the knee, unless you are just very familiar with classical Pilates, right? And we're going to do 5 more of these. 5, and back. And 4. So the belly is really strong here. You should be able to do that and make a sound. 3 more. Front, and back, back. 2 more to the front, and to the back. 1 more. And it sounds like the gardening person is here. Of course, perfect timing. Circle the leg to the front, open the side, and reach it back. And to the front, and reach it side, and to the back. 3 more to the front. Now remember the keys here, right? Pull the navel in, reach the leg back, find the abdomen, find the oblique, find your glute. Find the hamstring stretch, find the inner thigh stretch, find the psoas stretch. Last one, squeezing the abdomen in. Good, reach it on back, and then we'll reverse it. Kick to the back, reach it to the side, bring it to the front. The whole time this bottom knee is pushing into the mat as much as you can. If you find that's impossible, you can just slow down and up. Bring it to the front. Good, then we'll do last 3. Feel the glute here. You're reaching all the way up and around to get your oblique and reaching through the leg to bring the leg up and then coming all the way to the front. If the leg doesn't turn out, it's okay. That's why we're going to stretch at the end. So you can work on it. Last one, bring it back. Open side and to the front. And then from here, reach the leg back, circle it around for 5. And 4. Remember, the hands can come all the way back onto the mat if you need support. 2, and the goal is to push down on the shoulders, reverse it. Watch my bottom knee. It does not want to participate today. It does not want to listen by pushing into the mat, right? Another way you can pull that heel back a little bit more, gives you a little bit more support. Reverse it. 5, and 4, and 3, 2, 1. Reverse it last time for 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. 1 more time. Now, on the opposite side, we reached up a little, reach the leg back, and zip the navel in and up, right? So we're going to do the same thing here. Circle. 2, 3. Remember, this is an option. 4, 5. Bottom leg is strong and still. Reach that leg away from you so this one doesn't take off and light a fire. That's how strong you should be reaching through your leg. All right? And bend the knee. And relax, all right? Thank you, leg. All right, so from here, we're gonna do a piriformis stretch, which most of you are familiar with. I'll remind you of what that looks like. You can do this stretch seated as well. You'll put your left ankle on top of the right knee. That foot is flexed, so that way you're protecting the muscles around your knee. Or rather, just the ligaments and the muscles supporting it. And then you're gonna bring the opposite leg into your body. Take a nice deep breath. Both feet are in flexion. You don't have to come this close. If it's too much for you, you can start here. All right, and it's nice too sometimes to put your foot on a wall. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Again, breathe it on in. And dump it out. Switch it out. Same thing, opposite side. Ankle goes on top. Hug the knee in. Flex through both feet. And remember, you have the option to bring it a little bit further away. Making sure that you don't hike the knee away from you and like sway the hips. You want everything to be as square as you can get it. And breathe. Give yourself 2 to 3 breaths. Exhale. And breathe in. And out. Last deep breath into the nose. And out through the mouth. Good. Release the legs. All right. So done with that. We'll come all the way up. All right. And we'll talk about 2 additional exercises that will be really helpful for the legs. One of the things I like to do sometimes, if you want something super simple, you can just lean against the wall. We've done this as well. For those of you who have been doing videos, you can lean against the wall. Just put your body up against the wall, and you're literally act as if you're going to sit into a chair. It's very common. Let your back be against the wall. You're going to go as low as you can. All right. You'll take a deep breath. Again, if you have any issues with your knees, it might be a no, right? So pull the navel in and up. It's also a great idea to, use a chair and then just slowly try to get up, just activating the muscles behind the legs. And while you're here, lean in the wall. You can lift your heels as you pull the navel in and up. Exhale, press the heels down into the floor, lengthen through the waist, and pull the belly in and up, right? No tucking with the hips. Lift the heels, nice little squat on the wall. Push the heels down into the floor, pull the navel in and up. And again, lift the heels as you pull the navel in. Exhale, lower the heels down. We'll do 2 more. You can put the hands on the hips if you like, or just put them against the wall if you need a little bit more support. And lift your heels. Should be nice and fiery at this point. Lower the heels down. You'll notice which leg is a little weaker than the other as well, because they'll try and hike up in the hips. Last one, breathe and lift the heels. Exhale, lower the heels, and then slowly come forward or walk up the back of the wall. All right, so how did that go? I hope it went really well. All right, so from here, we're gonna go into a very nice deep squat, all right? If that works for you on the wall, you can stay against the wall and do the same thing with the knees bent, with the knees wide. Or you can come to the center, bend your knees, all right? Doing the same thing, right? So the knees are wide, they're in about a second position. You wanna make sure that you're not sticking your butt out, your hips are up and down, okay? Hold the navel in nice and strong. You can rest your hands on the knees and go really low, which will, depending on your flexibility, this can work for you. Or you can come up halfway, pulling the navel in. And this one is more of a challenge for my body because I have a lot more flexibility, right, naturally. Well, I won't say naturally, I work on it. But lift your heels up from here. Exhale, press down. If it's enough for you to just be in this position, you don't have to lift your heels. And down. When you lift your heels up, you want to go toward the first and second toe, pulling the navel in, and down. 3 more, breathe and lift. And down. Last 2, watch your pelvis, breathe. Good, and then drop your hips to stretch. And slowly let your body fold forward. Keep your knees bent to begin. Breathe and release the head. That should feel really good. In the legs, in the lower body, in the hips. All right, and it is absolutely yogic. And that's why those of you who were wondering. All right, and then finally, we're going to come back to our mat. We'll do a quick little stretch. And to close, we will do our box breathing as promised, right? So we did basically all of the legs, right? We did the lower legs, all of the lower legs. We worked the front of the quads, back of the hamstrings, some of the calves, if you were able to lift the heels and lower the heels. We worked the glutes and the hips. And then we also manage the whole system by using our abdominal muscles, right? If those things are really challenging for you, write me in the chat. I'll tell you different ways that you can be supported, right? If they're really easy for you, please always opt in for all of the advanced moves. But I highly recommend keeping it really simple and doing things just as given to begin. And, just acknowledge how it feels in your body before you start to advance. Sometimes people just go straight for the gusto, right? So we're going to end today with gold box breathing, all right? Gold box breathing. Picture a box in front of you. Put something that you really, really either desire, love, or desire and love, or just love. Nothing, no want, no need, just because. Place it into a gold box, and you're going to basically frame this box with all of your energy, right? You're going to breathe. You're going to draw up the box and just visually draw up this box that's gold. You'll inhale on the breathing and drawing. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to draw across while holding the breath. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale out as you draw down. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. And then hold again for 4, 3, 2, 1. Right? So it's not too complicated. Let's try it again, all right? I'll do it with the fingers so that way you can kind of get it. I'm going to draw my box in front of you, right? So we're breathing in and we're gazing inside of our mind, drawing up the gold box for 4 inhalation. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold it here as you draw across. 2, 3, 4. Exhale as you draw down. 2, 3, 4, and then hold once more. 1, as you draw across. 2, 3, 4. How did that go? All right. So if it's too much to be drawing and all of the things, you can simply inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4. Yeah? It's nice to have a visualization if you do want to go deeper inside of yourself and kind of forget all of the thoughts and all of the conversation that often happens because our mind is always active. It's just the option as to whether or not we're actually paying attention, right? So here we are. Let's try it. Last go. We'll do 3 rounds, all right? You'll do it with me. I'm not going to draw this time. I'll just go up, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, down, 2, 3, 4, across, 2, 3, 4. All right, here we are. Twice 2 rounds. And here we go. Breathe in, up, 2, 3, 4, hold it. Exhale, down, and hold across. Inhale and up, and hold across. Exhale and down, and hold and cross. One more for good measure. Inhale, go up, across and hold. Exhale, go down, and hold across. And slowly, when you're ready, return to natural breathing and open your eyes. All right? Thank you so much for joining me again. All right, we got our legs and our lower abs, and we got regulated in our nervous system. We did all the things that we needed to do today, and I am so grateful that you came, and I hope that you can join me again at 1 p.m. this summer for our amazing classes here at SCU, providing strength, providing self-regulation, providing health tips, all through an Ayurvedic lens. I appreciate all of you. And remember, you don't have to do it alone. All you have to do is show up, and I will do it here with you. See you next Thursday at 1 p.m. Until next time, ciao.